Check.
And good afternoon, everybody. We are here in Louisville, Kentucky. My name is Chuck Cooley. This is the infamous Jesse Broadwater, and we're here for a very special event this day. It's the 2023 USA Archery Indoor Nationals Final. This is the culmination of a series of events that took place around the country. Takes about, 6-8 weeks to shoot
Something
through
like
it.
that, yep.
There's like 12 locations around the country, and archers of every age and group and gender and type of equipment get together, and they shoot and come up with a qualifying score. And if you're in the top 8, you have made it to this stage, and this is where we are going to watch the gold medal matches today in these final rounds. We've already gone through the eliminations here for the top 8, and we are down to 2 archers in each division. We're going to get started here with this division. The first one that we're going to see is the recurve women.
Yep.
Now, the interesting thing about the way that this works is, again, in the recurve division, whether it's men or women, or even in the compound division, whether it's men or women, typically it's broke up by age group, right? So you're going to have younger archers shooting against younger archers, adults shooting against adults, and things like this. But in this particular format, it's every score at any age level is put into a format. You could have a 10-year-old shooting against an 80-year-old. We didn't get that, but we did see an awful lot of kids making it to the finals. A lot of 17 and 18-year-olds making it to the finals.
Yep.
It says a lot about the program and what's been going on with the USA Archery across the country. And I think it's exciting. We've got some really amazing matches that are going to be coming up here in just a couple of minutes. They're getting the first set of archers ready. Again, this first match is going to be recurve women. We're here in Louisville, Kentucky, and let's talk about what this match is, Jesse. You've actually shot and won this before, and we'll get to talking about the record that you held for quite a while. What are we looking at here? This is an 18-meter event.
Yeah, 18 meters, and we have 2 different targets. There's a different target for the recurve and the compound archers. The recurve archers have a little bigger 10 in there, which doesn't mean it's any easier. I mean, a recurve and compound is a whole different style, but the compounds have a smaller, let's just say it's a nickel-sized 10 ring in the middle of the yellow, and then the recurvers have a little bit bigger 10 in there. So 18 meters. It's timed, and there'll be alternating shooting, so it's going to be a fun event. Like you said, there's a lot of new young talent here as well, and it shot through the quarterfinals and everything. So it's going to be pretty exciting. A lot of people that we've seen before and some new faces. So I'm curious to see how everyone handles the pressure, because when you make it to this stage and you're standing up, on those boxes, and it's just, you and your opponent and the target, it can be nerve-wracking. So
yeah, it's amazing how just being 12 inches off the ground there on that shoot-off box changes everything.
Right. All eyes are on you. I mean, and you're just standing there trying to keep it all together and try to do the best you can do. So it's a whole different ball game in the final event compared to the qualifications. So
we're about to see our first 2 archers come out, and what you're going to see first is the officials come out and they put the coaches in the box, right? There's a box back there, a little piece of tape on the ground.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 2023 version of USA Archery Indoor Nationals Final event. Starting out our competition this afternoon are the recurve ladies. On target 2, Catalina G. Noriega. Target 1, Casey Koffold.
Now, Casey Koffold, she's our #1 qualifier. Catalina Ginoriega, she was our #3 qualifier in that top 8 by score across the nation. Both of them shooting for Hoyt. Of course, Casey was on the Olympic team. Catalina is, I think, aspiring to make the team, obviously.
Yeah, you got Casey. You know, she's been really putting in the work, and it's been paying off. She has dedicated her life to, you know, making the Olympic team, which she has done, and, you know, winning the Olympics. So it's a full-time commitment here. So be interesting to see how Catalina does against her. You know, well-seasoned.
She came through her quarterfinal match. She shot very, very well. She shot a 30, a 29, a 30, and a 27, and then a 28. So she came out very, very strong. Casey, 29, 30, 29, 30. That was in the quarterfinal round. In the semis, Casey shot 28, 30, 30. Catalina, a little softer, 28, 26, 29, 29, 29 for a 6-4 victory over Molly Nugent, who was the #2 qualifier.
There's a 10 to start for Casey. It's a good start, because you never know coming from the qualification room to the finals if you're going to have to make a slight adjustment. So
nice,
and
nice.
She follows up with the 10 as well. So
now this is recurve equipment, so it's a little bit different than some of the equipment that we're going to see later. That's a liner, probably still a 10. Casey's shooting her skinny outdoor arrows.
Yep.
We will see some of the men later on are shooting a little bit fatter shaft. So recurve equipment, this particular equipment is the same type of equipment, also a tall 10, that you will see in the Olympics.
Yep. These ladies are shooting full Olympic style. That one's close. That one might have the line. But yeah, full Olympic setup.
So that scoring there, that big center ring in the middle of the 10, or the middle of the yellow, that's 10 points.
Yep, that's the 10.
Right?
Yep.
Ooh, that's an 8. When you get out to the red.
It's a little wide there, but that's all right. There's a lot of errors left to go. So yeah, so you got the middle ring in there is a 10, the rest of the yellow is a 9, and then
8, 7, 6.
Yep.
If you hit the blue ring. If you get outside of that, it's a 0.
Yep.
And in the recurve divisions, which is going to be different than what we see in the compound divisions, but in the recurve divisions we do set scoring.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily matter what you shot as a score, as long as your score was higher than the other archer, you'll get 2 points.
Right. Yep. Yeah, it's a little different. So.
And it's a race to 6.
Yep.
So you can have a terrible end. You could actually miss the target.
Right.
And still come back and win the match if you have a couple of good ends later on.
Right. Yeah, to where if it was just regular scoring, there's no way that would happen pretty much. So yeah, it's definitely a different system, but seems to be working quite well. It can make things interesting.
And there's 2 schools of thought on that for sure. There's backroom discussion constantly on which way is the way to go there.
Yeah.
You may have seen on Catalina's face there, she's got a little piece of tape on her chin, and when you look at that, the reason for that is because the string sits right there, and it's pretty irritating as it breaks through.
Well, when you shoot thousands of arrows, I mean, some of these, it's just a little bit wide to the right. I mean, some of these guys and gals shoot, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of arrows a day, thousands upon thousands a week. So yeah, when you're doing the same thing, that's a solid 10.
Solid shot.
Doing the same thing like that over and over again, you're being consistent with your anchor. Yeah, sometimes it'll create some irritation in some spots.
Now, the interesting thing with Casey, and we know about this because, you know, we chat with people in the industry. Casey worked with Coach Kim.
That was a little bit, she collapsed a little bit on that one there, I saw. So that one's to the left a little bit. But
just a couple of weeks ago, basically revamped her entire swing. Ooh, just a little slide out to the right there.
Yeah, I saw she was, you know, working with, I believe, a Korean coach the past couple of weeks, and kind of changed up some things a little bit. So, I mean, obviously it's working. She made it here to the, the final stage. So,
caught the line on that one. Oh no,
Yeah, her second.
I didn't see the miss.
Yeah,
on the
her second shot. And see, that's the difference when you make it to the stage. I mean, it's anything can happen. You get a little bit of nerves, and you just can't quite feel your shot the same way that you was, and things like that happen. So I'm sure she'll learn from it, and
So instead of being a devastating 10-point loss there,
just what we was talking about, the set point system. Yeah.
all she did is lose 2 points. Now Casey's going to have the lead here 4-0, but she could still come back. Like if she wins the next set, you'd be 4-2.
Yep.
Win another one. Now it's 4-4.
And I've seen that happen many times. You think it's over, but it's never over until it's over. So
this is why some people are fans of the set scoring system, because you can have a problem and still recover.
Yeah. Yep.
Casey Kaufhold, a student at Texas A&M University and a standout in their program down there. The daughter of Rob and Carol Kaufhold, also owners of Lancaster Archery Supply.
Yep.
One of the big promoters of the sport.
Look at those trophies.
Aren't they fancy?
They are pretty awesome.
They do these amazingly beautiful handmade trophies every year for these guys.
Yep. All right, let's see if she can compose herself here and get back in the swing of
tremble going on there, nice and smooth.
It's not bad, a little tall, but Casey looking pretty solid.
She's got this match well in hand.
Yeah, that looked like a really good shot.
Good shot there.
So I'm not sure exactly what she changed with her form. It's sometimes hard to tell unless you watch them, all the time. But I'd be curious to know what she changed.
Well, nice.
Solid.
Got that back in. I saw her reach up and give her sight some clicks.
Yeah. Oh. That didn't look too good.
She didn't like that. And that's why.
Yeah.
Just a little bit wide right. Still a 9. So they're actually tied for this end so far.
There you go.
There you go. That's a 29.
Yeah, so
best possible score is a 30 here.
We could be tied here, possibly.
Casey's got a 19. If she hits a 10, they'll split the point, get one each.
That's probably.
I think that's probably there. That's right on the low side, but she's been living on the bottom of that particular dot. She's been living on the bottom.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's sometimes I just saw her talk to someone behind her. They're probably like, move your sight. Because when you're up there, sometimes you don't realize that, that you're just need to give your sight a couple clicks, So so they tied that match.
So look at a point apiece.
Yep. So it'll be 5-1 now.
And again, this is a race to 6 points. That's Erin Mickelberry there. Erin, and that job that she has down there is to be the advocate for the archer. Basically, the archers do not leave the stage. The judges will make calls, and you've been an advocate, and you've had advocates work for you. Tell us how that plays out.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that there's no funny business, which there's not going to be here. Certain times, depending on where you're at, there can be some funny business going on, down there. You want to make sure you get someone that's stern and that doesn't let any of that go on. Just make sure everything's being called right. And
if it's an edgy call, that you actually get somebody to look at it nice and hard, and you're basically fighting for your archer to get every point that they've earned.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, because like you said, they can't see what's going on back here sometimes, so it's up to them to make sure everything's called right down there.
20 seconds on the clock. She runs it down. There are 7 seconds left when she released that arrow.
Just a little tall.
A little tall. It is the alternating shot.
That looked good. Still
also tall. Catalina needs to really sink this one to kind of save this match. Another miss. Just a little tall. About 1 o'clock.
Just clicked her sight a couple clicks there.
Nice dead center shot. She looked really smooth on that one. I heard you asking earlier, how many pounds are these ladies pulling?
Yeah, so, all right, she got 3 nines there. So probably, I mean, I'd imagine Casey is, you know, I'll bet she's mid-40s. You know, some of the top guys, she finished that strong with
Good
the 10.
shot.
So.
Yep. And that'll give the win to Casey Koffel.
Yep, that'll give her 6 points in the win there. But good match. Good match to young Catalina there. I'm sure she, you know, learned a lot, and we'll take that away for next time. So, but yeah, I think they're shooting. I'm sure Casey's shooting mid-40s, and I don't know what Catalina's shooting, but yeah, it's definitely a lot different than compound. I mean, you'll see a little bit of shake in some of them. I'll tell you, if I try to shoot one, I mean, I'm holding like 20 pounds on my compound. If I try to shoot like 25 pounds of holding weight, I'm quivering like crazy, you know. So it's tough. It's a lot of training, a lot of muscle memory.
And in a recurve, when we talk about how many pounds of weight that they're holding, it's 40 pounds all the way back on the tip of your finger. So there it is. It's official. Casey gets the nod. She gets a gold medal. Is this her 4th in a row? Or she won 3, missed one last year, and now is back on top?
I believe that's right, yeah. So quite the streak going there.
What a fantastic match. Well, that draws this match to a close. Thank you very much for tuning in. We'll be stepping aside here for just a moment and then coming back with our next match. Yes, sir. Good afternoon and welcome to Louisville, Kentucky. My name is Chuck Cooley. This is Jesse Broadwater, and we are here for the USA Archery Indoor Nationals final. This is the gold medal match, and this is one we've been looking forward to all day long.
It's going to be a good one.
This is the Recurve men's final.
Yep.
And this is Goliath versus Goliath. It's
yeah, you've seen them battle in Lancaster not long ago, and they're doing it again here. So this will be a good match.
Yeah, it is number 1 seed versus number 2 seed Brady Ellison against Jack Williams, and these guys have been in this exact position several times at matches all around the country and all around the world. So I'm really excited to kind of see this match actually. These guys are absolute powerhouses. They're both members of the U.S. Olympic team and the U.S. national team. Both shooting for Hoyt.
Yep, Olympians. Just amazing display of talent between these two right here. They've dedicated their whole life towards it pretty much, and it's pretty awesome to see them display that talent here.
It really is. I mean, and you've seen the work that Jack has put in over the years, right? Like if you've been paying attention, we've been in the industry and we get to watch these guys, and you see their growth and you see their potential and you see how they get better. Yeah. Right. Brady's been at the top for so long that it's hard to imagine anybody else being a number 1 seed. But if anybody's going to push him, it's Jack, and those two guys, they train together, they work together, they shoot together. So I think there's a lot of effort and a lot of combined support there.
For sure.
That said, they both want to win.
Oh yeah, for sure. When they get up on that stage, I mean, they're there to win. You know?
I mean, today there's $8,000 for first place. What is it? $4,000 for second.
Yep.
That's a big deal.
Oh yeah, contingency money. So yeah, I mean it's definitely a big deal. So. Friends on the side, but fierce competitors when they're shooting off against each other.
But right now it's business.
It's all business.
Right. So this match, this is an indoor match. This is a recurve competition, so Olympic recurve style. Being an indoor match, this is going to be 18 meters, which is essentially the same as 20 yards.
Pretty much.
Both archers will be standing on top of a box or a podium. It's about 12 inches off the ground, and then they shoot downrange towards the targets. It's in a vertical format. Now, with the recurve division, when we look at those targets, we have a 10 ring in the middle there. These are, what, 40 centimeter targets?
Yeah.
So that inner ring is 4 centimeters
Yep.
across, right? So, yeah, there's a great shot of it there.
Yeah.
That inner ring is the 10 ring, and it's 4 centimeters across. It's 40 millimeters. It's like 1 3/4 inches.
Yeah,
right?
Somewhere around there.
And then you have the 9. That's the secondary yellow ring there. And then there's the 8 and the 7. Those are the 2 red rings. And then the blue is the 6 ring.
Yeah.
So these guys will probably not be playing out in those areas.
Hopefully not. The most amazing thing is, like, these guys, there's you can't use
In our next
can't
match
use a level.
will be the
Right.
recurve men.
And here they come walking
Here
out.
they come.
That's Jack.
On target 2, Jack Williams. Target 1, Brady Ellison.
Brady he always looks so calm.
He
they
does.
They both look calm, but Brady's just got a demeanor about him all the time. But you never really know how they're feeling on the inside. But getting back to what I was saying, it's amazing because these guys can't use a level, no magnification. You know, obviously, like, your form has to be exactly the same each time to hit the same spot down there in the target. And these guys are nailing 10s. Like, their matches to get here were 30s and 29s pretty much. So.
Yeah, shooting almost perfect scores.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is hard enough with the compound, and these guys are doing it with,
With
with
recurve.
recurve. So
Now you'll notice that both guys are shooting aluminum arrows, a little bit larger size. What we call a 23, which is the
Solid.
maximum diameter. It's 23/64 of an inch. It's the maximum diameter arrow you can shoot.
yep, some big old feathers on there. Man, both good shots, almost at identical spots on the target. So they both made a little slight adjustment. And yep.
Also a 10.
I mean, I was watching these guys shoot over there in the the qualification. They don't look any different shooting here on the final stage than what they did over there, and that just tells you that they got their mental game in check. They're used to this kind of pressure, and they're just doing business.
Ooh,
Little left there.
lost a little left, a little strong. And this is going to give Jack an opportunity here. If he can hit the 10, he'll take that 2-point advantage. Now again, in recurve scoring, we use a set point system.
Oh, got it.
30. Nice. That's a perfect score. 10, 10, 10. So Jack will take an advantage here. In recurve, we do a set system. So if your score is higher than the other archer's score, you get 2 points. If you tie, you get 1 point. If you lose, you get no points. And it's a race to 6.
Yeah. Doesn't matter the score. You could shoot a 17 to a 16. A 17 is still going to win that match and get 2 points. So it is a little bit different than the compound, as you'll see here in a little bit. But it's got its own dynamic about it. But I would say that if you can come out here and do what Jack did and get those 2 points up right off the bat, that's going to put the pressure on Brady, and he's going to have to, because he don't want to get 4 points behind, lose another match. So I think whoever wins the first match is going to put the pressure on the other person for sure. So
yeah, it's a huge advantage. Huge advantage.
So,
mentally, strategically, there's a ton of advantages to it. Now, look at Brady's quiver.
Yep.
It's the first time I've seen him without the gunslinger quiver.
Yeah, I know, and it stinks because, they had a misfortune and had all him and his wife Toya had all their equipment stolen from their house not long ago. So he had a one-of-a-kind 6-shooter quiver, and he lost that. So
Same hole.
same exact hole, yeah. So that kind of stinks. He had to, revamp all his equipment. And
Needed all new gear, and that was tragic.
yeah,
A little bit of a long hold there for Jack,
a little bit,
and
but
he fell low.
yeah, he wasn't happy with that. But Brady just looks composed and solid. Yep.
Yep. Now both of those, look how similar those arrow locations are. I was just looking at that. I was like, would you give that a couple of clicks?
He just did. He did. And sometimes it's more of a mental thing. You know, I think they've moved their sight every end now. I've been watching them. So
confidence clicks.
Yeah. Could just be a mental thing, or it could be, you know, whatever. But you gotta do what you gotta do when you're okay. That didn't look like the greatest of shot, but it went right in there. So what do I know? I shoot a compound.
Yeah, this is.
So what am I to judge Brady Ellison right here? Man, solid 10 there from Jack too. So.
And Jack, look, did you see the look? He was like, "Wow, I can't believe that's in there."
Yeah.
Kind of gave it one of those looks.
So Brady will take that set, so it'll be tied up now at 2-2. So right where we want to be, tied up. Everyone wants to see this go down to a single arrow shoot off.
I'd love it to go to a shoot off. What's the over under on that? You want to bet a fresh cup of coffee on that?
It's a flip of a coin here with these guys. I did read some of Brady's social media posts, and I know he made some changes to his equipment after Vegas. They got a new model recurve bow here from Hoyt, and he had it set up a certain way for Vegas, and I guess he talked to some people there, and he made some changes after Vegas. So he said there was positive changes, and he's been shooting the best scores he's ever shot in his life. So for him to say that's something.
Yeah, and that's a guy who shot a 900 in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yep. So.
And for those of you who are paying attention at home, a 900 in Vegas is a perfect score over 3 days. And I think he was the first one ever to do it with the recurve. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep. He's another solid shot there.
Yep. I would say both these guys are probably pulling and holding 50 plus pounds. So they're literally holding 50 pounds back there, which is very, very tough and takes a lot of time.
Yeah, think about that. Next time you go to the gym, walk over and pick up a 50-pound plate with your fingertips.
Yeah. I mean, look at the pressure on his fingers. You can just see it there. That's solid, man.
Man, right in the middle. Pick up that 50-pound plate and lift it to your chin.
Yeah. And
like 30 times.
Oh, yeah. And then do it. It's not like, it's hard to tell how many arrows these guys shoot a week.
Ooh, that's going to be edgy, but I don't. Boy, he might have that. And I can't see it here from my position. I've got a spotting scope here, and there's a cameraman in my way, so I gotta trust what we're seeing on the screen.
That one's just out, it looks like.
Brady definitely missed that one.
So if Jack puts this one in there, it'll all go down to the call on his second arrow. Yep. So
it's going to be that call. I don't know.
I'm gonna say it's
the couch quarterback in me says that's in.
Yeah, I was going to say it's out, but
perfect.
You never know till you're down there.
You might owe me a coffee.
Maybe.
Ooh.
Oh, he's giving it a look like, I don't know.
Yeah, when your advocate shoots you that look.
Yeah, yeah.
So you'll see the judge gets in there with a magnifier and a light, and they give it a look. They're really supposed to give it a look from 3 angles. And the important thing is to not touch the paper and not touch the arrow, so that you can actually score the arrow where it lies without any influence.
Yeah, just touch the line. But sometimes it's tough because the line will get displaced, and you've got to kind of figure out where the line should have been. So
yeah, sometimes you have to kind of recreate that line visually or mentally.
So they called it in. So Jack took that set also.
Yeah, so it's 4-2 now.
Okay.
So Jack can actually win it right here.
Yep, this is a very important set for Jack right here. Because if he shoots a 30, that's going to put the pressure on Brady. He's going to have to shoot a 30 to tie and then make it 5-3,
and push it to that one more end.
Yep. Very important match set right here for Jack.
Brady's up first.
Solid. Same hole.
Same hole as he's been hitting.
It's pretty cool at a camera angle. You can see that there's yellow fletching. The big yellow feathers fly right in there.
No.
Just low.
That was another one. It looked like he got into just a couple of seconds extra of hold.
Yeah.
And we saw that earlier.
Good.
When he held a little long, he also went low.
I've seen Brady come from behind so many times. When you think he's been beat,
Oh,
that one's kind of wide there.
that's a
for Jack.
9.
But I've seen him come from behind and win it many, many times.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty cool to see that.
Jack just took a reset there, just kind of reset his feet, deep breath.
Yeah, so we already know Brady's going to get that set, I believe, because I think his last one caught, so.
Yeah, I don't think Jack cannot catch him on this end.
Yeah, so.
But I see him looking at his bow there, wondering what's going on.
So that'll take it.
So this is going to
tied
make
up.
it 4-4.
Yep.
We might get that shoot off yet.
We might. I know that's what the fans here are hoping for. There's always. The fans are hoping for one thing and the shooters are hoping for another. The shooters want as least amount of drama as possible and the fans want as much as
They
possible.
want a quick, easy, clean kill, and
Yeah.
and we want to see the wreckage.
Yep, exactly. All right. This is important for both of them here.
Mm-hmm. So Brady's going to go first here. And when you're looking at your screen there, that's not updated. It actually is 4-4.
Yeah.
So Brady's going to go first here.
I know these guys are not really thinking about the set points. They're just trying to hit every single 10, you know, and that should be the goal. So there, that is solid. So
we'll see if Jack can put it back together here. He had a little bit of a sketchy end there. Yep.
Which he's been hitting low on that first one. I wonder if he just overcompensated on that one or what. It's hard to tell, but
you can see the frustration on his face there as it seems like he's kind of head scratching.
Oh,
This is a long
for Brady. Oh, that wasn't good.
And that's an 8.
Yeah, that was not.
He ran that clock down to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And he has just let Jack back into this match.
Yep. You don't see that very often from Brady.
See that little dip there?
Okay.
And he got away with one. You see the big breath there after that?
Yep. All right, let's see if Brady can recover from that, because I'm not.
So right now Brady's working at 28. If he shoots a 10 here, that's edgy. And it's in an existing hole.
Yeah.
And that's what you don't want. If you have an arrow that's edgy and you don't want it in a hole that's already been bored out, make it harder to call.
Yep. All right.
29.
Yeah. So Jack.
So
does that means
that's
Jack won?
That means Jack just took that back because of that one bad arrow.
Yeah. So I believe that's it right there. And see, that's all it takes.
Wow, what a comeback by
Interesting.
Jack there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, 29-27. It's official. Jack Williams
There you have it.
is going to be your gold medalist. Wow, what a comeback! And it was one
crazy.
arrow.
See, yeah.
One arrow
That's how
after
quick.
all those ends.
That's how quick this can turn. So congrats to Jack, and good shooting by Brady also. But interesting match.
Big sigh of relief there. Wow. What a fast turn. What a fast turn. What a great match. We're going to invite you to stick around and come back. We've got more matches coming up. And thank you for watching this gold medal match of men's recurve here at the USA Archery Indoor Nationals Final for 2023. Welcome to the 2023 USA Archery Indoor Nationals Finals here in Louisville, Kentucky. My name is Chuck Cooley. This is the famous Jesse Broadwater, and we are here to bring you the next match of the day. What a match it's going to be. This is the compound women's gold medal match, the final, and we have a repeat customer here, somebody that's always at the top of the page. Paige Pierce as your #1 qualifier, and Toya Ellison. This is going to be a fantastic match. They're going to send him out here in just 1 second. Those are not the archers. Those are the coaches in the box. That's Brady Ellison and Tate Morgan. Those are the coaches that are going to be in the box behind the archers, kind of.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the finals arena, the compound women. In target 2, Toya Ellison. And shooting first on target 1, Paige Pierce.
All right, so
looking forward to a great match. I want to say thanks to USA Archery, Competition Archery Media. They've done a great job of putting together this package. Zeiss helping us out a little bit on the side.
Yep, a lot of good sponsors and a lot of good coverage here. It's pretty cool that they kind of piggyback this event on with the NFA Indoor Nationals, so these guys and gals don't have to, make another trip, another weekend away. So here we go. We got 2 heavy hitters here. I'm sure you guys have seen these 2 before.
World championships, gold medalists, tons of each in each women's pocket.
Yeah.
Paige comes out of the gate, misses just a little bit to the right.
That's the first I've seen her miss in about 4 years. No, she's been on fire lately. I mean, good shot from Toya.
Excellent shot from Toya. Now these women are shooting for about $8,000 for first place, plus contingency, and $4,000 for second place. Wow, dead center.
Paige is still working that hinge. I just noticed she's still shooting the hinge release.
That's a recent change for her.
Yeah, I believe so. It's been a few months, but
wow, also inside out. Jeez.
Now this is the compound target, so the 10 in this is a little smaller than the Recurve 10.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller. It's about the size of a dime.
Yep.
This is 18 meters, which is 20 yards. That's dead center as well. Paige is so strong, so tough to beat. These 2 have quite a history of going head to head.
A little left.
I'm going to say that's just a little left.
Yeah, you can see a little bit of nerves and stuff, which happens to everyone, I'm sure she didn't miss an X over there practicing before she walked up on this stage, and then they come here and anything can happen in this final. So, a lot of times when people watch the gold medal finals and, someone that usually shoots a 150 shoots a 147, they're like, oh man, that's terrible, but they don't. I think a lot of people don't understand the amount of pressure that you're actually under sometimes up there, and it takes a lot to hold it all together. So
yeah, you've done this, you've won this before, so
yeah,
the pressure's real.
Yeah, it's all about just keep it, how can you compose yourself, stick to your game plan, your mental strategy and everything. That's what it's all about indoors. It's just there's no weather to affect you. It's all about you and the target and trying to keep your mental game in check. So
executing a great shot.
So they did tie on that one.
And it's only 15 arrows. Now, this is compound archery, so compound versus the recurve, they scored a little bit differently. In the recurve, in those competitions, it is a set scoring system. So if you have more points than your competitor, you win that set. With compound, it is cumulative total. So it's just a race to the end, and whoever has the most points wins.
Right. Well, she looks super solid. That's possibly a 10. It's going to probably go to a judge on that one, but Toya shooting the new Hoyt Stratos here. Looks like a 36.
Yep, she got that one. Good shot. That's a great shot
Yeah.
of her release there, and you can see how she's going to trigger that. She's just pulling through that release.
Ooh,
Wow, that's
that's
a
tall.
really high miss for her. That's very strange.
Yeah, that release.
Very out of character.
Yeah, that is. That release she's shooting, you can set it up as a thumb button or a hinge, and she has it set up as a hinge. Looks like Toya's shooting a button.
Yep. Missed just a little bit right, so they're even match here.
Paige is not going to be happy. I know her, and she's never happy when she misses. And
No, especially when her last one was dead center.
yeah. So I don't know if Toya is paying attention to what happened over there. A lot of times you try not to, but sometimes it's hard not to. That's going to be
It's
good,
edgy, but I think she's going to be in there.
So
So you see Paige kind of, she was motioning to her arrow agent. I wonder if she's going to pull that second arrow, the one that missed.
Okay.
She's going to take that out of the quiver, and I saw she just got another one from Tate, her coach, behind the box.
yeah, that's probably one that Tate fletched. He probably fletched it wrong or something.
We
But
say that in jest. I mean,
Yeah.
we're all close friends here.
Yeah.
So, do you think he winds up? There's a good shot of the mechanic.
Yeah, there's old Tate.
Although Paige is a pretty solid bow mechanic herself. I don't think she's got any fear of tearing her stuff down.
No, she
Right in
knows
the
her-
living room, she'll just scatter parts and put it all back together.
She's been doing it ever since she can walk, pretty much. I mean, I've seen pictures of her. She's just old enough to walk, and she had a bow in her hand. So
Yep. It's a tie match right now, 58-58.
yeah, with so few arrows, there's a lot riding on each arrow. So you got 15 arrows to get it done.
Yeah, you're at the end in a hurry.
Yeah, you want to hit every single one of them, and if you don't, then you just got to wonder what your opponent's doing. So that was a quick shot from
Ooh,
Toya.
yeah, and you can see she's staring down at the
Yeah,
ground. She did not like that at all. So that's an opportunity for Paige to kind of capitalize here. Man, she holds that bow so still.
Yeah, well, she's got like 17 pounds of stabilizer weight on it. I have no idea how she does that or how any of these guys and gals do it. I can't do it, but
I can't hold that much weight.
no, it's crazy.
I'm not afraid to tell you. There's a great shot. She liked that.
Yep.
But I noticed Paige changed her bars this year. You know how she's always had those bars kicked up?
Yeah, I noticed that.
And she's got them more parallel this year.
Yep.
She's always had those back bars kind of kicked up in the air.
It's going to be a close one. Can't really tell from this angle, but
I'm going to go out on that bottom arrow.
these are 23 size shafts, so
Yep, 23/64 of an inch in diameter,
that one's
9 millimeters, or no,
9.3 millimeters.
9.3 millimeters
Yep.
maximum outside diameter.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're going to call Paige's.
Yeah, he's breaking out the magnifier, so he wants to get a good look at it. Now these officials, these are trained officials by USA Archery. It's not just some guy with a red shirt. They actually spend a lot of time trying to teach them how to get it right
Yeah.
and make sure that the archer gets every point that they've earned. It's not their job to take points away. It's their job to make sure that if you get the point, you get the point.
Right. Yeah. Yeah,
So
they're non-biased and just try to make the best call they can. So
Yep. So they'll break out the magnifier and they'll give it a couple of good looks. And you really only have to touch that line there
yeah.
to get that higher score. You don't have to break the line. You just got to touch the outside edge of it.
Yep. That was a good shot of Toya's release pouch there. So of course, Toya is Brady Ellison's wife, so they both have a clothing and accessory line together. So they got hats, shirts, release pouches, some pretty cool stuff. So
You can see it on her hat there, that black logo up on
Yep.
the top of her hat. That's that Brady Ellison logo.
I know they've been shooting a lot. They just recently.
You know, this indoor season.
Yeah.
Chris has been on an absolute tear, and he's been training with these guys.
Right.
And I think it shows.
Yeah. It takes so much time and dedication, to get where these guys and gals are at. I mean, it's.
Well, look at you. You've done this as a full-time job for how many years now?
30 some. I mean 30
Right.
altogether, but yeah, I've been.
But to live at the top, well, there's just a little low miss there. To live at the top is so difficult.
And it gets harder and harder every year because
These young kids are getting good, aren't
yeah,
they?
the competition just keeps getting. Ooh, no,
Ooh.
she's not gonna like that one at all.
She hung the 9 there. It's a
Yeah.
it's a 9. It's a big miss, but it's still a 9, so it doesn't look as bad as it could be.
Yep.
Paige got that back in there, so there's a 29 for Paige.
She said yep before that even
Yep,
was
she knew it.
halfway down to the target. She knew it.
As soon as it broke.
All right, that's a good.
That's a 29. They tied.
So,
As
yeah.
big as that miss is, they still tied.
Right. Yeah. She's not half. Toya's
Oh,
not. She's
yeah,
taking a
big
sigh.
breath.
She's like, man, what do I got to do here?
Hmm.
And it's tough. You look at what they shoot to get here. You know, I mean.
Well, when you look at Paige, I mean, she shot her first match. She shot a 148.
Yeah.
Toya shot a 147, which means they missed 3 times.
Yeah.
Right.
That was for the quarterfinals, and then
In the semis,
Sem-
Paige almost cleaned it. She won 149,
yeah.
and she
Toya-
didn't miss an arrow until the last end.
Yeah.
Toya was a 147.
Yeah. So it just shows the amount of pressure on this final stage it can get you. So this is the last end here.
And we should be tied. You can hear them flipping the boards down there. 116 apiece.
So here we go.
And again, the maximum possible score is 150 points. So if they both shot perfect here, it'd be 146s.
Yep. That's what everyone
Which in
wants
a
to see.
gold medal match is
It's
that's a killer score.
yeah. I mean, it's whatever it takes, you know.
You know, we used to have a collective idea that, you know, maybe the kids or maybe the women weren't as good as the men, and I don't think that's true anymore.
No, no.
Would you like to shoot against either one of these two every day?
Their scores are right up there. We're beating a lot of the men's
They're
scores. So
world-class men's scores, yeah.
Yeah.
10-10.
Alright,
We're
solid.
still tied. Big breath by Paige.
Page running true ball, Excel, AAE. That's a close one.
I'm going to say
call
that's
that-
in.
I'm gonna call it in.
Mhm. She rests that thumb on there and just pulls through. See that elbow go straight back? That's a miss.
Just wide.
All right, so for Toya to have a chance, Paige needs to miss this arrow, or the last arrow needs to be called out. One of the two.
Yeah. Another close one.
Edgy, but I think it's there. Maybe. I'll give it a 50-50.
Yep.
Toya definitely
She needs to hit this
She's
one.
got to have this arrow.
Oh,
Nope.
just wide. So it could be tied, or Paige could have won by 2. It's hard to say right here.
Toya for sure has 2 out. She's on bail number 2. Paige,
I think that.
do you think that's a 30?
I think it's a 29. I mean, it's so close. It's hard to tell from this monitor I'm looking at, but it didn't take them long to look at it, I'll tell you that. So I'm going to say they called it a 30. Looks like it. They're congratulating each other there, so.
You know, it's so tough in this situation because you're friends,
Right.
right? When you're off the line, you're
So
friends. Yep, it's decided.
Paige got it.
Yep, Paige got it.
So I don't know how many years she's won this. I know she won it quite a few in a row, and then
I think she won it three or 4 in a row, and then didn't win it. Hold on, I had a note about that.
yeah, she's a multiple-time champion here, which is not easy to do. But great shooting from both of them, Toya and Paige.
Yeah, Paige was a 3-time straight winner, and then Olivia Dean won it last time. She was only 15 years old, and then Paige has now won it back. So yeah, she's very much a powerhouse in this particular event. Congratulations to Paige Pierce winning the compound women's gold medal match at the 2023 USA Archery Indoor Nationals final. $8,000 goes to the winner. Stay tuned. More matches coming up. I don't want to say those bales are hard, but he just broke out a hammer. Good afternoon and welcome to the USA Archery 2023 Indoor Nationals final gold medal match. I'm Chuck Cooley. This is Jesse Broadwater. We are here in Louisville, Kentucky, and we are now up into the compound men's division gold medal match. And man, this is going to be a good one.
This is going to be a good one.
This is a couple of powerhouses. I'm a really big fan of both of these archers. Our number one qualifier, Chris Schaff, who set a record. Whose record did he break?
That was mine. I thought it would last longer than it did, but.
So this particular event, the qualification round for this particular event, is a maximum of 1,200 points, right?
Yep.
It's a 600 round and a 600 round, right? And you shot.
I shot an 1197. I think it was 2015 or so.
And we thought that was never going to be beat.
Thought I had a pretty good weekend.
That was a pretty good day. And Chris came out and stomped the field with an 1199.
Yeah, missing one little tiny X.
He missed a baby X. It's crazy to think about that.
This will be a good one.
So coming out first, we have our coaches who are going to be in the box. The coaches stand behind the athletes, kind of give them some advice, tell them where the arrows landed, give them those tips and tricks.
Yeah, you got Sawyer, Sullivan, and
Take a moment and
Mikey.
welcome the next match to the finals arena, compound men. Keep going. On target number 2, Isaac Sullivan. Shooting first on target number 1, Chris Schaff.
All right, so here we go.
So
Isaac and Chris.
You know, it's amazing when you look up on that stage right there and you think about, so Isaac Sullivan, he's the guy in the Matthews shirt on bale number 2. Isaac was your number 6 qualifier. And to get here, it's everybody that took place in the tournament over about a 6-week period, 12 locations across the nation. I think they had, how many? 2,800 competitors in all the different divisions. 2,600 competitors in all the different divisions. That looks just a tick low, Chris.
Opening up, yeah.
So Isaac, I shot with Isaac last summer at the USA Archery Outdoor Nationals. Great
Is he
shot.
shooting a 2-finger back tension? Is that what I see?
You might recognize that.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little old school throwback for you,
Heck
isn't it?
yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm. I won a bronze medal with him.
Did you?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep, in the team rounds. Yeah, it was awesome. He is shooting a 2-finger. Look at that.
Look at that. I like your style, buddy.
Good kid. Hell of a shooter. He's up from the Vermont area. Yep, he caught the edge of that one.
So Chris obviously is on a streak this year. 1 Nîmes, 1 Vegas. Set this right. I mean, he's on fire.
Finished
so
second in Lancaster? Or did
he win? Heck, you're asking me. I think he won Lancaster.
Oh no, he won Lancaster. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, he's on a fire. So
seems like everything he's entered this year.
I mean, I would say it's Chris's final to lose. I mean, I don't mean that to sound bad or anything, but you know, he's expected to win pretty much from everyone watching here, I think. But I mean,
Oh, for sure. He shot a 149 in his opening in the quarterfinal match. He shot a 149. Isaac shot also a 149.
Yeah. I mean,
in the semifinal match, he shot a 148. Isaac shot a perfect 150.
I see that. So
and took out some big archers.
yeah, I mean, you got to wonder, you know, as the time goes on and every tournament that Chris goes to and attends, you know, especially this year, like he's expected to win it. So is that more pressure, or is it more confidence, or is it a little bit of both? You know, like that's why I say I feel like it's his final right now to lose, and Isaac's just like, you know, he's up on, you know, he made the final, made a run through a bunch of good shooters to get here, and you know he's got confidence behind him. So. And he's looking
Isaac,
pretty solid up there. So
Isaac took down the #3 qualifier, Braden Galantine.
Yeah. So.
And Braden has won this before.
Yeah.
Chris took down the #8 qualifier, Ethan Merrill, out of Texas A&M. And then Chris shot against Dave Cousins.
Yeah. You look at everyone who made it here, like the top 8 from it. I mean, there's absolutely no slouches. It's a slugfest, no matter what division you're in, or no matter, you know, who you're shooting against. So
perfect for 30s for both of them coming out.
Well,
look at that. That's fantastic. Just caught the edge of those. That's awesome. Oh, he rolls into that peep there.
Oh yeah. Nice and slow and methodical. I've never seen him shoot before, so this is a first. And
when I shot with him at the outdoor at 50 meters, he was every single arrow was a 10 in our team round. He did not miss a single arrow in our team round. He was awesome, and he was a great coach. I had never shot that before, and he walked me through it, and it was
nice.
Look at, he's running an old school Sherlock. When's the last time you saw one of those?
He is, isn't he? Look at that. Just
I think he caught that too.
That's cool. I've seen a difference in Chris this year. I mean, I think he's out to prove a point. I mean, he's been training a lot with, you know, Brady and Toya Ellison there in Montana, and that is, I'm sure, helping him a lot, helping all those guys a lot. But you can definitely see his I mean, he's like laser focused this year every time I've seen him, and just a great guy. Got a great family. His kids race motocross.
They do BMX,
hill climb, you know, which is kind of cool to see. I'm kind of into that, so I follow them and always watch their videos and stuff. But yeah,
looks like we have perfect 30s back to back with these guys again here.
So there you go. That's a good way to start it off. It'd be cool if they both shot 150s and went down to a single arrow. That'd be cool. I'm trying to figure out what release Isaac is actually shooting.
You shot a 2-finger forever, didn't you?
Yeah, and I started with like the original stand, like the old black one that tore your index finger up.
His looks black.
His looks kind of like that.
Do you know where yours is?
I still
might be in his pouch.
I still have a few of them. I saved them, but yeah, I have to get a better look at it here to see.
See if we can get one of those camera guys to zoom in on that thing and see what it is.
Yeah, it's not an original. I can kind of see it. It looks like an aluminum one. I can kind of see the sheen on it, but you don't see too many people shooting a 2-finger like that. So that's kind of my style. I like it. Chris shooting a 3-finger back tension, and I mean, he looks solid. He pulls really hard and pulls through his shot good.
That one's going to be edgy, I think.
That is close.
Yeah, I can't see the head on that one, so I can't tell you.
Man,
solid shot, though.
Same hole.
All 3 of those arrows right in the same hole. See the lean that Chris has got there for balance.
Yep.
That one's definitely tall.
Oh, yeah.
He might have 2 out on this end. There's a shot at it. Look at that. What is it, Jesse?
It looks.
Is that an old Zenith?
No, the head on it looks. I'm thinking it's a true bottle, but I can't get a good enough look at it to tell.
We're gonna have to pin him down after this competition.
I'm gonna chase him down. But yeah, you can see Chris shooting a 3-finger back tension, and he just pulls super hard through it. Really solid, aggressive shot.
Mm-hmm. Just keep pulling.
Yeah, and then you look at Isaac, how he's shooting that 2-finger. His wrist is not. It's a more of a relaxed style shot. So I think pretty much 2 different styles of shooting. And man, he drained that one.
Yeah, he did inside out there. So Isaac definitely has an advantage now. I think he picked up at least 1 point, possibly 2. It all depends on what they're going to call that first arrow that Chris shot up at the top. That one, it looks edgy up there on the top of bail 1.
I think it's going to be out, to be honest. So he might have.
Oh, there he goes for the magnifier. So these judges, and they're right on top of it. They want to get in there and make sure they get that score right. He's giving that a look from 2 different angles to see if it's touching that line. If it's touching the line, it is the 10. If it's not touching the line, it's a 9.
Yep.
And again, that 10 ring is about the size of a dime. And it's 60 feet away, 18 meters.
Yeah, you definitely can't see it, not even with a magnified scope a lot of times. It's just, you're just aiming at the middle of that big yellow spot, trying to make a good shot.
So now what's your head do to you right here? You're the #1 qualifier. You're down on points now. You're running out of arrows.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's only 15 arrows to get this done, and you know, if you get 2 points behind in this division right here, that seems like you're a mile behind. But I tell you, I've seen
you're 2 points behind with 2 ends to go.
Yeah. So, but anything can happen. I mean, what my focus would be is to not think about any of that and just to think about what got you to this. You know, what got you here. And
get back on track.
Shooting 10s. So every shot, just shoot a 10, just hit a 10. You know, don't think about the score, don't think about your opponent, don't think about winning, none of that. Just do what you've been training to do the past, you know, however long. So
there's a great look at Chris's hand there, centered, drained that one.
And Chris doesn't seem to get shaken by much. Like, I've seen him come back from, you know, stuff, and like that right there, he might not, if we used to shoot the rest of the night, he might not miss another shot, you know. So man, another
that arrow is right in the same hole. That's 4 arrows in a row right in the same hole.
Chris shooting the new PSC Dominator Duo. Got some True Bulk cell stabilizers on there.
That's a cool shot when we get to watch that arrow go.
That is cool, yeah.
Little difference here. He's shooting the PS23. It's an all carbon arrow, and I think Chris is shooting the Easton aluminums, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yep. He is just, he's in the zone.
It is such a when you watch that shot break, it doesn't look comfortable. It looks like a surprise.
Yeah. Yep.
Sunk that one. Great shot. Great finish. There's a 30 from Chris. He really needed that.
He done all he could do there. Now it's up to Isaac to match it. That looked good. Look at that. He stroked it, man. So that, man, it's going to be tough for Chris now. 2 points with 3 arrows.
How do you beat a 150? Right, and you look at the guys. I was mentioning this earlier on the box, right? So you look at Isaac, you look at his coach. He's a world record holder. You got Mikey Schlosser back there, Mr. Perfect.
Yeah.
How many world championships and gold medals has that kid won?
Right.
And then you got Chris Shaw. There's a lot of power up there.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of power.
Yeah.
There's Mikey. Great shot of Mikey right there. And what do you tell a guy who's a world champion?
Yeah. Yeah, they're just kind of there for in case things go wrong, you know.
Moral support.
Moral support, yeah. All right, Isaac, let's
make sure you don't tomahawk your bow because something bad happened. And
yeah. Let's see what you got here, Isaac.
I'm really rooting for him now. He told me that I get to shoot with him again this year at outdoors. Since we won a medal, we get to do it again. So
awesome.
He's my dark horse favorite right now. As much as I like Chris.
Yeah, well, I mean, I would say he's the underdog coming in. I mean.
Yeah, when you can set down the guy who set the record, 11.99.
Yeah, right.
And again, they're also shooting for $8 grand.
Yep.
Plus contingencies.
Yep. That looks good, but a little tall.
That looks tall, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Might break that line on the top. Boy, I wish we could get to that a little tighter look there.
I'm going to say that's catching.
That's it. That's catching for sure.
I think. I'm going to say Isaac's is probably just missing. So it might be.
Ooh, did you see the tremble in his hand there?
Yeah.
A little bit of nerve kicking in, you think?
That looks solid.
No,
Look at this.
There was no nerves there at all. That was good. All right. Chris is going to lay one in here. He's doing all he can.
Yeah. That looked good. Yep.
Yep. When you shoot a 30, you know, all you can do is hope the other guy misses.
I think if Isaac hits this one, he wins it. That's what I think as far as the error calls go.
Yep.
And he looks solid. Look at that. Yes. There
Yep.
you go. He's like, yep. I think he got it.
I think he got it. I think he got a 150. Well, 149 anyway.
Outstanding shooting.
That top one, yeah, Chris just gave him a handshake.
That's awesome.
So it's a 149 or a 150, one way or the other with Isaac there on that top arrow.
Yep.
Wow, what a match.
That
That was
was good.
amazing to watch.
He had his stuff, like his composure was really good. Isaac's up on there. I got a good view of him right here from where I'm sitting. I mean, he just looks solid, so that's got to feel good to sit down, Chris.
That's
Heavy
when
hitter.
you got to feel like you just took down
Goliath.
yeah, for sure.
Yep. That's cool. How old is he? You know, roundabout. He looks like he's 18, 20.
Yeah, I think he's just young and in college. Might be a freshman in college still.
Okay. Yeah. Nice.
Great young kid though. Great young kid.
Good shooting.
Shoots my lens.
Does he?
Yeah.
There you go.
A lot of those guys do and gals do as well.
Yeah.
Well, that was a heck of a match. Wow, that was really amazing. Isaac Sullivan comes in and upsets
Yep.
the champion, the guy who set the record at 11.99 we didn't think could fall.
Nope.
What a match, what a finish for us here at the USA Archery 2023 U.S. Indoor Nationals Final Championship. That was the men's gold medal match. Stay tuned, we're going to come back with Barebow in just a couple of minutes.
Yep.
Welcome to the 2023 USA Archery Indoor Nationals Final Championship Gold Medal match. Chuck Cooley along with Jesse Broadwater. What do you think, Jesse?
It's been an exciting set of matches so far, and this one here I believe is going to be just as exciting.
This is going to be a lot of fun. This is the Barebow division. Barebow is quite a bit different than what we've been watching all day long. So Barebow, very competitive, very popular division. It's been exploding. And Lancaster Archery, we have to really thank them for that. Lancaster Archery really made sure that this was going to happen. The money, the prize money that was that's available to these guys, I got to look this up.
Welcome
I apologize.
to the final gold medal match. Barebow men. On target 2, Marcus Cooley. On target 1 and shooting first, Robbie Weisinger.
Marcus Cooley, no relation.
I was going to ask. I didn't know if that was your cousin or what there.
No, it's oh, those are some cool looking fletches. Looks like two-tones.
Yeah.
But at any rate, look, it's important to thank Lancaster Archery, because the prize money that's available to these guys, or these men or women, because it's a combined division, was all donated by Lancaster Archery. $2,500 for first place, $1,250 for second, $650, $500, $250, all the way down to 8th place.
Yeah,
it is the top 8 barebow shooters in the country.
Now, so you're looking at Robbie this is Robbie right here. I've seen him around a lot, and he's a pretty well-known barebow shooter. And then you got Marcus. I'm not too familiar with him, but these guys are going to put on a show right here. It's amazing to see. Like, they're shooting 18 meters, no help at all, no sight, no peak, no stabilizer, nothing, and they're hitting like that. You know?
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't do that.
No,
It is the essence of archery. It is a stick and string, your fingers, and no stabilizers, no sights.
Yep.
You can see that they're sighting down the arrow. Now the barebow guys and this whole barebow contingent, I say barebow guys, but it's really the barebow family. It's really incredible the dedication and the skill level that these archers put on. I absolutely couldn't do it, and it's a lot of fun when you go to tournaments.
Yeah.
These guys are having a party.
Yeah, I was gonna say like the barebow shooters, you can definitely tell when they're around. Like, they're hooting and hollering, having a good time, and that's what it should be about. So yeah, you can definitely tell when they're around. I've seen quite a few in Vegas walking around. I mean, this one guy had basically a Bluetooth speaker hanging off his quiver, and he was just blasting music walking around. I mean, he was just all about it. So pretty dynamic group of people here.
Well, I've seen him in Lancaster, and it's like going to a college basketball game.
Yeah.
I mean, the arena in there is just electric.
Yeah, they like to have fun, and you know, that's what this division's all about. That's what all the divisions should be about, but these guys, they got it down. They know how to do it.
They epitomize it, because if you miss, it's okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, yeah, I don't have a sight or a stabilizer. Like, what do you expect?
They got nothing. It's what archery was in the 40s and 50s and centuries ago. It's a stick and string and fingers.
But if you look at, you know, just what both those guys shot, but Robbie, I mean, he shot a 27?
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Now, that's not to say that the equipment that they're using is simple, inexpensive, not technical. They're both shooting.
It's just they're missing some accessories, that's all.
Yeah, yeah. But, I mean, the equipment that they're running, the Hoyt equipment that both of those guys are running, right? I think both of them are shooting Hoyts.
I believe so, yes.
I know Marcus is. I can't see Robbie's bow.
Yeah, I believe they both.
I
think. I don't know. I can't see right now, but
yeah, it's Hoyt limbs on his bow.
Yeah.
But the technology in that riser, I mean, that is a specialized riser that's built for barebow.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Just
dead center.
Piped it. That's crazy.
They add extra weight to the bottom of the riser to make it sit differently.
Yeah, so what is it? They can only have weight so far from the bow, so you know, you look at the little gob of weight below their handle, right, you know, where their hand is on the bow. That's all the amount of weight that they can have protruding from the bow. So they try to weight it down a little bit, because a little bit of weight does help you hold steadier.
But yeah, they actually have they have like a donut, like a ring, that they pass over that bow.
Yeah.
And the entire bow has to fit within the constraints of that donut to be legal. So you can't have the weight sticking way out in front.
Right.
Deep breath here. 20 seconds to make the shot.
Marcus shooting some X10 arrows, the most expensive arrow on the planet. Look at that. Good shooting from Marcus.
I'm going to say that's a 28. I love those veins, those two-tone feathers.
Yep. Yeah, Robbie's shooting a little bigger, all carbon arrow, it looks like. So a little different arrow selection there from the two, but.
Yep, V-Force.
Okay, there you go. Some big old feathers on there. Then you got what they call spin wing vanes on Marcus's X10 arrows, which a lot of recurve shooters shoot and everything. It just kind of helps with clearance and kind of get the. They shoot a different style of rest than, say, a compound shooter shoots. So you have to get clearance around. So your arrow spine selection and your tuning and arrow length and point weight, all that's pretty critical with a recurve or a barebow setup like this. And they're all trying to get the arrow to basically bend around that rest so it's not plowing into it. So that's.
And those spin wings help give the arrow rotation, which makes it recover and be a little more accurate.
Yep. Yeah, so you'll see these guys when they.
So these guys also do set points or set scoring, because it is a recurve type division. Yep. When we were watching some of the matches earlier today, they were cumulative scoring, right? So it's a race to 150. And this is set point scoring. So whoever scores the most points for those 3 arrows gets 2 points.
Yep.
If they tie, it's a point apiece. And the loser obviously gets 0.
In the
Right
yellow
now it's tied 2-2.
Yeah, all tied up. Good shot from Robbie in the 9. Just a little tall from the 10. It's a 7 for Marcus there, but
Yep, you can see he looks back at his coach. Kind of gives him a nod.
that's it.
Well, that's interesting because
Yeah.
I think he was shooting at the middle dot and he
Right.
hit the bottom dot. But it's okay to shoot them out of order.
So you can, okay.
Yep. He's not
I
required.
wasn't sure about that.
Yep, he's not required to shoot them in a vertical order as long as there's only 1 arrow in each spot.
Yeah.
So now he's got to shoot the middle spot, which is out of his sequence.
He shot the bottom one.
He shot the bottom one. He's got 2 arrows in the same spot.
I don't, maybe you have to, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if you have to shoot him.
Quick, where's our rule sheet?
Yeah, right.
I don't know if our rules.
We'll find out here in a minute.
We're going to find out, yeah, for sure.
Good shot. You know, all a little low left from Marcus right there. He needs to give his internal sight adjustment, but other than that, great shooting.
Well, we're going to find out in a minute what happened there. I thought for sure you had to have 1 arrow in each dot, but maybe with Barebow you don't.
I'm not sure.
This is where we need a technical official to stand in like they do at the NFL and go,
Right.
here's the rule.
That's right. I mean, we're missing that guy.
So the guys in the box don't look foolish because they don't know the rules for Barebow.
We'll find out here in just a second.
Okay.
I think the judge down there is asking.
Yeah, he's calling
'cause
it in
he's
on
not
the radio.
sure.
Yeah.
So I don't feel so bad now. Yeah. So I'm not sure.
The guys in the trailer also left it blank.
I think they're still discussing.
Yeah, there's pretty good communion going on down there. Well, let's see.
So
2 to 4. So however it worked out,
Okay, so
Marcus got the 2 points.
okay,
So my hunch would be that one of those arrows didn't count.
that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking you have to have 1 in each spot. So regardless,
There you go. 9-6 miss.
okay.
That's the official scoring. So yeah, you do have to have 1 arrow in each spot. Now,
Which do you know how hard that is with a Barebow? I'd be lucky to hit that 4x4 foot target butt down there. Look at that.
you'd be putting arrows in the sponsor screens.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Pretty much. He's low left again for Marcus. I wonder. He's just got to aim a little bit different, I guess.
You know, he could win it right here.
He could, yep. But
10-9 maybe?
Robbie's not making it easy on him, that's for sure.
No, for sure. 'Cause Marcus came out of the gate with an 8.
So you can see how low he angles below the arrow. That's just to get his right alignment.
Nice
That's
shot. That's a solid
there.
10.
To get the right alignment, you know, for his basically aiming system that he uses, you have to kind of,
What they call a crawl.
yep, crawl down the string. Solid 9 from Robbie.
10-9-9 maybe? I'm going to give that a 28. Okay, Marcus.
Let's see what you got, Marcus. Look at that.
10, 10, 8,
28.
28. We could be
So-
tied. So it would be, if we are tied, then it would be 5-3, and it's a race to 6.
Yep.
So we're going to get 1 more match, or 1 more end.
I'm thinking.
That's fantastic.
Unless, I mean, is Robbie's in? If Robbie's
It depends
not,
on what they call that middle arrow.
Yeah, if that's an 8, then I believe Marcus may have won. But I think it's a 9. Looks like they're still getting
We're
ready
going
to
to
shoot.
find out in a minute because the officials, they've got an earpiece there and they call the scores into the truck so that we have a, that's where our graphic gets filled out from. 6-2. Let's see, let's watch the judge. Oh,
Yeah, I think they got it wrong on the screen right now because they're still shooting. I believe. I think it's 5-3. Yeah, it looks like they changed it down on the target butts to 5-3.
on the butts, it is 5-3.
So we're going another round. If Marcus, obviously, if Marcus gets higher points than Robbie on this one, then he'll be the winner. But
Well, if it's a tie, he wins as well.
If they tie, yep.
So all he's got to do is tie. Robbie goes up first because he's the lower scorer. So he leads. That's an 8 for his first arrow. And a 7. So Robbie leading right now.
Okay.
8. So 16 to start. Visualize that shot.
Yep.
See, he has his eyes closed, and then he comes back to the target. A little bit different angle there. Did you see that? His finger was in tighter to his teeth.
I did notice something different there. Okay.
3/8.
24 for Robbie.
Got a pair of 7s and a 6. That's going to go to Robbie.
Sending it to Robbie, so.
Yep, so it's going to be 5-5.
5-5.
We're going to get one more end.
Oh, man. These guys are good.
And this is why Barebow is so much fun, because you see these big, giant swings.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Robbie completely missed a target, and is still, and all of a sudden,
we're tied.
all of a sudden, he's got a chance to win it.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's what makes this Barebow group so much fun.
We want to see a single arrow shoot off.
I do. I want it to go to a shoot off. We haven't had a shoot off all day.
I know.
Normally we do.
Yeah, usually we do.
Do you prefer those?
When I'm shooting, no. I'd rather just win outright by like 10 points. But as a spectator, of course, you want to see all the drama you can.
Now, in a shoot off, do you want to be the first guy or the second guy?
You see, I can get. It depends on who I'm against.
Really?
You know, because I kind of, if I'm against someone I know and kind of know how they are, it just depends.
Ah.
A lot of people want to go first, like, because I want to, they feel like I want to get my arrow down there, get a good shot down there to make them look at it, and then them have to match it. But sometimes it can go the other way too,
Let that pressure fall on them to execute.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then wait to see what they do, and then so.
So you prefer to?
It depends.
So
Depends
if
on
you
who
and
I'm
I
shoo-
are, if you and I are in a shoot off,
I'm gonna let you go first. If you and I are in the shoot off, and I'm gonna stare at you. I'm gonna turn around, and just look at you,
and giggle.
Just stare at you.
Giggle as I shoot a 9.
All right, we're tied up. It's either one can win this right here. So.
So who did he say? I think Robbie's going to go first, right? Because he's the #1 seed.
I think so. Yeah.
Because we're tied, I think Robbie goes first. And again, 20 seconds per arrow. See, Marcus is standing there. You can't see this on camera, but we can see it. He's standing there with his eyes closed, completely visualizing what he's going to do.
Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
Robbie comes out of the gate with a good center 10.
Oh.
Man.
Nope.
Oh, it was a one-arrow shoot-off.
Yeah, it was the one arrow. So Robbie nailed it. Very cool. That was some good shooting right there.
That was fantastic. Congratulations. And it's official. The judge signals that Robbie Weisinger is going to win that. And he wins the Barebow division here. Grand total prize money from Lancaster Archery, $2,500 for first place, $1,250 to second place. That'll go to Marcus Cooley. And man, what a match. That was a lot of fun, right?
That was awesome.
I love to watch the Barebow guys. It really just kind of goes back and forth so much. Yep. It's been a heck of a day. We watched a lot of really great matches. We want to thank you for tuning in, and thank our sponsors, and thank our supporters, and thanks for joining me, Jesse.
Yep. It's been
Well,
fun.
hopefully we'll see you here again next year.
Hopefully.
And make sure you guys stay tuned for all of USA Archery's events anytime they're broadcasted, brought to you by Competition Archery Media. We will see you guys on the tour. Thanks very much.